Yo, 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 what's going on, my babies? I got a little interview coming at y'all today about a spiritual awakening with Kyle Robinson.
What is up, guys? Thank you so much.
Yes, we're gonna get straight to it. So, first question I had for you was,
All right.
what is your definition of a spiritual awakening and what does it mean to you?
Wow. So, spiritual awakening, my definition for that, I would say it's starting to learn more about yourself, starting to uncover things about yourself, more so forgetting who we think we are and remembering who we really are, I think is important. I think, you know, spiritual awakening is also learning things that you have not learned before, learning truth, rocking with that gut feeling, that heart feeling. Um, really learning some things about how this world and this universe really works, how we really work, and to get all the different things that we've been brought up with and kind of learn. I'm not going to say anything's right or wrong, but more so like a beautiful way to look at life, I guess. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
and you said what it means to me. It means, going through my spiritual awakening has literally changed every area of my life. Like it has taught me that I can become that version that I want to. There's things I'm going to have to do. There's changes I'm going to have to make because we're not that version right now, but it can happen. The results that you want can happen. The whatever it is, that self-image that you want in yourself can happen. You know what I mean? But we have to unlearn some things. So, to get there. But it means everything. I think this is something that everybody needs to experience, at least just like another way of looking at life that makes it a little bit better. So,
Yes, positive mindset is where
yes.
it's at. All right. So, the next question, by the way, I really like that answer. It resonated completely. When did your spiritual awakening begin? So, like, what year did you tap into that consciousness of really awakening and figuring out, like, yo, I have bigger things to do here. I'm called to lead people and really show a bigger purpose of why we're here, what we spend our time doing and processing thoughts.
Yeah, so me growing up, I come from a really small town in Illinois, um, and I always knew, like in the hallways at school, like I never thought I was better than other people, but I always knew I was just different. I always knew that I was seeing things a little bit different, not caring about what a lot of people cared about that didn't seem important, or like, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like I looked at things in a different way. So it really started, I would say, once I went into college, and honestly when I started to smoke weed, it gave me a new perspective. It brought me thoughts and different things that I'd never thought about before, like questioning some stuff and be like, like I've never thought about that before, but now I am, you know what I'm saying? And so for sure in college, and it really started to happen when I was a senior in college. So a few years ago, it was probably 2019 when I was a senior in college, and is when what I did is I watched a Bob Proctor video, and it talked about us knowing who we really are, and it completely just exploded my mind, and it was like, holy cow, like I've never looked at life this way. So I started to look into more people, watch some videos of some people, and not only that, I started to surround myself around like-minded people and hearing them every day. It really showed me how important your environment is, who you surround yourself with, because it will change absolutely everything. And so being around people that were already on their journey really started my journey, and it really, yeah, like, the awakening, it's really made me be like, okay, you know what, my purpose, I did learn my purpose, and that's to share information, and that's to share the light, spread message, spread love to people, a lot of things that lack in today's world. So I knew that I was one of those people that I want to make a difference. I think we all have that inside of us, but it can be a scary thing sometimes to actually want to, maybe what other people will think of you. Maybe you'll get judged, right? You're the weirdo, you're the crazy one, but it's like,
Black sheep.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, dude, the people that we're listening to, that we're following, they have the results, they have the stuff. It's like, yo, we're listening to the right people. So
Yeah.
yeah, so it's been a couple years now. It's been, yeah, about 3 years now since, or 2 years now, about, for me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I also agree, like, who you surround yourself with really does have an impact on who you are, because
100%.
if we weren't connected, we wouldn't be able to influence each other's energies or exchange each other's energies. So definitely surround yourself with the best and like-minded people who are thinking on that certain frequency at a higher rate. All right. What are the first couple signs from the universe you experienced while going through your first awakening?
Wow. Sheesh. That's a good one. That's a good one. My first signs. Well, I think some of the first major signs, I'm going to be honest, like my first psychedelic experience completely, and for those that have also experienced, you know what I'm saying, but it completely shifted the way I see this world and the way that I see everything. You know what I'm saying? I felt connected to everything at once, and I felt connecting to nothing, or, you know, to nothing at all as well. So it's like, I think really, you know, you said the signs that I received, right?
Yeah, like what were like some signs like with your body
Okay.
or new thought processes,
Yeah.
like how you felt compared to before you had the awakening, like when you woke up, what were the first couple thoughts you thought when you woke up? What are the first couple thoughts that you actually comprehended before you actually went to sleep?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's good. I think it's like almost like the thoughts were kind of foggy before, but now, you know, after I made certain realizations and I looked at things in a different way, it was so much clearer. It was so much easier to see that picture in my head. It was so much easier to see myself in a position. It was easier to visualize these things. It was easier to be grateful about certain things. So my gratitude was you know, went up extremely. Like, shifting the way I look at different things. Like, coming from a town in the middle of nowhere, like I was literally that dude that I would clean my car by just throwing out trash out the window. But like, after making certain realizations, and it was like, yo, this is our home. Like, this earth is precious. Like, you know,
It's
so like
alive.
it's alive. Yeah, you know what I mean? And like, so it's like definitely the thoughts that I had, and then also the feelings that I was getting as well. The blast of love, of gratitude that you feel on the inside, looking at a tree and just being grateful for that tree. Like, that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's, you get called crazy for doing that kind of stuff, but it's like, yo, like, we got to really start to look at things in that way. Like, you know what I mean? Being grateful that we can talk on a phone and we can share this with people. Like, you know, it's really, it's really cool. It's really, you know, so my gratitude on little things really started to shift, and that made a huge difference. I was grateful. I wasn't focused on why this and why is this happening and this isn't going right for me and this and that. It's like, yo, it may not be perfect right now, but I'm here, I'm alive, I'm healthy. Like, you know what I mean? I got a home, like I get food. So it's like, it's easy to just throw that stuff around. But I think if we really can understand and look at it, be like, yo, like, we are extremely lucky. That really started to, those were
Really
that
shift.
signs that I was in tune with, you know, a deeper part of myself for sure.
So yes, another thing is like, have you experienced any like ringing in your ears?
100%.
Yeah, and like, so for me, I've realized that when I get ringing in my ears, I'm like kind of like downloading information from higher dimensions, because the ringing will be such a high frequency, you can hear it. And I also think that that happens when you're going through a spiritual awakening, and sometimes it's not that comfortable. And also when does this happen to you? So like, when you're talking about something that you're really passionate about, you get goosebumps all over your body.
Yeah, actually, another one of those experiences that I had that kind of shifted is I started to talk with my spirit guides, and I started to intentionally speak with them. So they're always around us, but like, if you can intentionally, like in the car, you know, but when you're by yourself, like really talk to them, be like, hey, you know, like what really started to make or like some experiences that I had that really made a shift was, I would ask the universe, maybe there's a big decision I need to make, or I don't know what to do next. Like, what's the best move? Literally every single time I asked the universe, I said, hey, give me a sign. Give me a sign of what my best decision is, because I know you know. You know what I'm saying? The universe knows, right? We may not know yet, and that's okay. Okay, but that's what you rock with. Exactly. I would get the chills when I talked to my spirit guides. I would literally get a chill down my back, and I would laugh a little bit because it's a little good feeling, you know what I'm saying? So it would make me giggle, and it would be like, I know that they're there. Like, that is them telling me that, hey, we're here. And so
You're on the right track.
you know what I'm saying? And it was like, I would speak to them, and it's like, well, are they listening? Well, that chill down my back, that little smile that I just got out of nowhere, they sent that to me. And so, you know, things like that. Yeah, that made a huge, that was, experiencing that stuff was definitely different. I'm like, wow, like, it's just, you know that it's there. You know what I'm saying? You know it's there. So the chills, the goosebumps, talking with intention to your spirit guides, even to the universe, just putting it out there. Like, hey, what is the best thing for me? What is the best decision? Just give me a sign. You don't have to tell me the answer. Just give me a sign.
It can come in numbers.
And it can, yeah, exactly. It can come in so many ways. And so every single time I asked, it delivered. And something happened that actually made my decision go one way versus the other way because of something happened. Like whether, a person bailed out, so they're not doing this anymore, but so I guess it's doing this now, or you know what I mean? Something like that. So a sign was clearly given to me that, hey, this is the best option.
Yeah. Wonderful. Yeah, and also like rocking with your gut intuition.
Yes.
You really feel if you're feeling like, yo, your stomach's kind of turning, that's not the way to go. Especially when you're thinking about a certain thought and you're trying to make a certain decision. That's like, but if you're feeling really good and you're like, it's putting you in a higher vibration, then you know that that's going to be the way to go. That's the way to raise your vibration.
Yeah, I agree. It's like instead of going with our thoughts always aren't right. Our thoughts are negative. Our thoughts have other people in our ear. Our head isn't always the one that's going to give you the answer, but I've never failed going with this right here, rocking with your gut feeling, your heart space. That is going to lead you in the right direction. And so that is literally another thing. Like another thing that has changed my life is I know that this knows. This may be freaked out. This may have doubts, fears, and stuff like this, but this ain't it. Rock
like
with this.
When you
can
guidance. Disconnect from your mind and really listen to what's going on in your heart.
100%.
Your life will change. Your life will change. All right, so how has this changed your point of view of yourself, others, and the world? So basically, like, it could be explained just like the previous question, but I guess my point of view on asking this is more like, how do you feel now, like, compared to like when you went to school and you never really like opened up? Did you always open up the way you have now? Like, did you feel resistance in your throat chakra back when you went to school and you were doing that systematic thing every day?
I think I was always someone that I feel like I'm lucky because I always had kind of knew who I was, and I was proud of who I am, and I was always someone that I'm going to do the right thing, no matter if it's against the rules or if they're going to make fun of me or if it's whatever. But and it's crazy, as a young child, before I even knew about any of this stuff, the feeling I would get knowing that, hey, no, like, you know what I mean? If I heard certain talk, coming from a small town, like there's people that are racist and there's people that are judgmental, and like, as an early child, like I didn't just adapt with my environment. I said, no, I don't feel good like that. No, I don't like that. Like, no, like, you know what I'm saying? So I knew it wasn't right. And so I knew that, like, okay, that's not the right way. Like, that's not it. You know what I'm saying? Because this told me right here. But I mean, my perspective, like, literally that is one of the other things that has completely changed my life, is knowing that we have a choice. We have a decision on how something affects us. So if a situation happens to you, it could be really bad. It could be bad, right? We look at it as bad. See, the thing is there's no good or bad. There's just is. And I learned this. And it's like the universe is going to make things happen. We may perceive it as bad, but without that happening, where you want to go would never happen. Or the progress that we have to make would never happen. So it's not a bad thing. Yes, it's something unexpected. We didn't expect it to happen. So it frightens us. It scares us. We're not ready for it. But it literally had to happen. So like my perspectives have changed to where everything happens for us, and it really is. My perspective changed on what
Instead
you
of
focus on, and like what you focus on. My perspective changed, and as the way that you look at this world and yourself is what will be true. There is no such thing as right or wrong. There's no such thing as good or bad. It only is. It only is. But I learned that you get to decide what that meaning is for you, and there's no universal this way or that way. We're all each individual, internal fucking beings. And it's like, it really made me understand, like, okay, Kyle, like we are the creators. Like this world is what you say it is. This thing is what you say it is. So our initial reaction, how our human self, our ego wants to react, you can catch that and be like, wait a minute, actually, I'm gonna look at it this way.
Yeah.
And so once once you get there, it takes time, it takes work, but once you get there, like that's, when it comes to developing yourself, going on the spiritual journey, keep learning, like super important, because, if you change the way that you look at something, what you look at changes, and that is 100%
Oh,
facts.
1000%. Yo,
Yeah.
so, all right. So, has meditating opened up a different way of life for you? Like, has it really helped you? Um, has it opened up new opportunities? Has it helped you manifest? What has meditation done for you?
That's a good one. I think meditation for me has increased focus in a sense of focusing on what it is that I want, seeing myself in that position. Meditation has really been able to show me like, hey, in the moment, like you can be happy and content, and you can in any moment you can just you're here. So all this outside stuff that's happening, or even the thoughts that come to your head, it's really helped me be able to, okay, I don't like this thought. I'm gonna let that thought pass. This thought I like. I'm gonna keep this thought, right? And so, yeah, I think it's been able to really help me organize my head and really be clear on what it is that I want, and switch my focus to what it is I want instead of what I don't want. So,
And then,
which made a huge difference, 100%.
and then when you make a certain belief, you just add on to those beliefs with more empowering thoughts.
100%.
Yes. All right. So it's definitely benefited your life, the spiritual awakening in itself. All right. So has this made your willpower for overall life stronger, and why? This is the last question, by the way.
Okay. So willpower, and it's something that's crazy. I feel like we all have it inside of us where we know that, we throw around, you can do anything. And we throw around, oh, never give up. And we throw around these sayings, but it's like, that is the truth. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if there's no physical limitation, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously I'm not 8 foot tall, so there's certain things I can't do, but if there's not a physical limitation, there's nothing that we can accomplish. And that has blasted to me. Like, this spiritual awakening has shown me that there's a version of myself that has already existed, that exists right now, that I can tap into. You know what I'm saying? And that version of myself gets what he wants, does the things, has his thing in order. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, 100%. It's changing that self-image on yourself, because we just look at ourselves as Kyle, right? Or Nebula. We look at ourselves as what we know is who we are. But I've learned that, like, yo, that's not it. There's no concrete, oh, I'm just this type of person, or I'm this type of person. Oh, I'm not good at that kind of stuff. No, that is a lie that you're telling yourself. That is a lie. That is a belief that you have experienced from something. Some experience has given you that belief, and now you've put that belief with your identity as that's who you are. That's like failing a math test and you said, oh, I'm a failure at math. No, you just failed a math test. That's not you. Like, what? Who hasn't failed? You know what I'm saying? Like, who hasn't failed a math test? Who hasn't done one of these things? Don't relate these mistakes or these failures. We call them lessons over here. Yeah, we call them lessons over here.
Yeah.
But that's not you. That's an experience you had. So that's big time, you know what I mean? Because our self-image, the way that you look at ourselves, will create our limitations, will even enhance our abilities. It will change our feelings. Your self-image is important. So it's like, really, really understand that you can choose your self-image. It's not just concrete. Yes, you come from a certain place. Yes, you have certain friends. You have a certain family. You like certain things. That's not you. You know what I'm saying? This body, this Kyle is my name. I was given a name. That's not me. I'm not Kyle. So really knowing that stuff and knowing, hey, who do you want to be? Yesterday isn't here. Last year it will never exist again. 5 minutes ago will never exist again. Who do you want to be right now? And you can make that decision. So
every single day when you wake up, you
Yes.
have a new decision to make. Also, I actually did have one more question.
Okay.
And how do you feel about this whole healing? Like, do you feel like you as a being have to heal from past traumas or past relationships, or even like tapping into certain genes from your ancestors or your mom or your dad? And do you feel like this is something that you have to take part in, or do you feel like this is just a set schedule that you do and it's not like something that I really have to tap into to accomplish the goals that I have in my life? Like, to heal, like,
yeah, I know what you
such
mean.
as, like, cleansing your body, or meditating, or getting into nature and working out.
Yeah. No, 100%. It's going to make that kind of stuff, I feel like is slept on because people don't think it makes that big of a difference. Like, oh, what is doing this going to do for my life? It's like, well, have you done it? Have you done it before? And if that, have you done it for 30 days before and watch it change your life? So like, I do think that healing is super important. I'm not very educated on like when it comes to ancestors and healing from their past and their stuff, but like, I do know that as children, there's traumas that we've experienced that do affect us until we actually get that stuff out. And there's ways to do so. And so I recommend people just to look into that stuff or to ask someone that does that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's really, guys, we only have so much information. Like, we don't know it all. We literally, I grew up in a town of 800 people. And if I were to say, oh, that's not right, or oh, that's not how it works, who am I to say that? That's called ignorance, and that's called staying in one position. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's not learning. It's not growing. So it's like, really be open-minded and to those things, for sure, healing. So it's got to happen. I think it's got to happen for you to get to a certain point. It's got to happen, you know, and not only that, but you want to, like, you know, it's going to help you. It's going to benefit you. So I would say if you don't know much about that stuff, educate yourself, because it will change your life. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if you think it's going to make a big deal or not. You know what I mean? That's just you right now. You know what I mean? You right now says, I don't want to change, right? Our bodies say this, but I'm telling you, give it a chance and actually commit to something, make a decision for yourself, and 100% it'll change. It'll change everything. Yeah.
It'll change your whole entire life. All right. Thank you so much for hopping on this interview.
Yeah, thank you. I love this.
I appreciated all of the insights and just, wow, all of the value you brought to the surface today. I know this helped somebody.
Thank you so much. K-Rob the Banks on Instagram. Definitely follow me. I love to connect with people. You know what I'm saying? We're all here on a mission to get to where it is we want to go, and we're making some big things happen. And keep watching her. She's gonna make some big things happen. So
we love every single one of you, sending you positive, the highest of vibes, Peace and love. Namaste.